Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Book review. Fasting, Making Your Love Electric. Yeah, this is a book by a married couple, authors Shelby and Hassani Ali. And this is a very good book. This is a young man I've talked to offline, and when their book came out, I had to get a copy. And trust me, if Rom gets a copy of your book, that's saying something, because like Brother Muzone said in The Wire, and I'll paraphrase since I don't want to use the N-word. There's nothing more dangerous than a brother with a library card. Trust me, I use mine. So if I spend money on a book, if Rom comes out his pocket with money for your book, that's saying something. Because usually, usually I'm just like, oh, well, yeah, you got a PDF, something? Yeah, so I'll be up at the library, whatever, be trying to find that joint for free. But if I feel like that book is going to add to my knowledge, it's going to increase my knowledge, it's going to be educational, something that I'm going to underline and dog-eared and all of that, Rom come out of that with a quickness. Rom come out of the pocket with a quickness. I find the money. Let's put it like this. I got money just for those products. And this is one such product. And I remember when I got the book, I read it that day. Now, I'm a quick reader anyway, but this was a quick read. This was a quick read, but an informative read. One thing I liked about it, there was nothing really wasted. A lot of times people will put out some book on some subject, and quite frankly, they talk about more than what they need to talk about. This is quick, to the point. And I like how they did it, because one, I just like that they did it as a married couple. We have all these discussions on YouTube about black women do this, black men do that, both sides going against each other. But I have the utmost support when a couple people figure the damn thing out and say, hey, let's work together. And that was one of the main reasons. Other than the information, one of the main reasons I wanted to support them, because that's how it's supposed to be. Because regardless of what I say on here that, some women might construe as anti-women, look, we are going to get to the future together. We either stand together or hang separately. And when I say hang, I do mean hang if people are going to pay attention to the current political climate in this country. So I wanted to support this book, and this is a powerful book, because one of the premises of the book is how people, with their eating and the things they put into their bodies actually affect their relationships. And that's something I had knowledge of anyway. And how fasting can actually help you purify a lot of things and deal with a lot of issues. People eating, and it's well known among people who follow holistic living practices. If you eating like all this meat out here that got antibiotics and other stuff in it, and ultimately came from slaughterhouses, what's that going to do to you? And plus, especially since a big part of relationships is actually physical appearance. Despite it's there, it's not the whole thing, but it's there. If you eating a lot of foods and you're not digesting it properly, it's not leaving your system properly, it's going to affect your disposition, and it's going to affect your physical appearance. And I said that in my book, Sexual Chemistry. I would say, a lot of times when you see somebody with a big stomach, it ain't necessarily fat. They walking around with some, that chicken dinner that they, ate like 3 weeks ago still in there. It hasn't digested properly. Now, trust me, there's a big difference when you're eating a different type of meal, and that stuff leaves your system on a timely basis than walking around full of shit, literally. So one thing, this book, it gives you a glimpse into their personal struggles too, and what they had to deal with. And I'll let y'all read that yourselves. You need to get the book to see that. I mean, deal with some real issues, but how they were able to overcome them through fasting. And the thing is, it doesn't just say just one type of fasting. That's one thing I liked about the book. It gives you different types because people are at different levels. Like Rom, I'm more like the 1 meal a day type of person. And I'm not gonna lie. I've been vegan in the past, but I still throw some meat down. It's that thing about the buffalo wings, and if somebody can find an effective recipe for vegan buffalo wings, I might be able to deal with that. I've been looking for that for years. People have come close, but haven't quite made it. But it's a very important thing. And they talk about a lot of things. And one thing I like about it, it wasn't just dry text. That's one thing you can relate. This like I said, I've talked to this brother offline. And it's very relatable, very respectful. And it's like he's down to earth. He ain't one of those dudes who is on some weird stuff where his head is in the clouds and everything. It's like, oh, okay, you understand where he coming from. And I mean, it's so interesting. It's a good book. I mean, shoot, I was trying to let my co-parent hold a copy. Hey, I don't give away my books either. So if I let somebody even think about letting somebody read a book, and I recommend it right away, right after I read it, I loved it. Look, I want y'all to check this out. Especially, look, I know I'm giving like all this game, and people got all this, but one of the things I like is that this book actually offers a practical solution. And it's saying, look, it's not blaming anybody, but it's saying, hey, you know what? Why don't you try fasting? It gives you different types. And they also give you several recipes and stuff for different things that you can make. So, you got a little, I mean, you got some personal stories. You got different ways to fast. And shoot, you got a little cookbook in there. I'm going to have to try some stuff. I mean, one of the things I started doing, I started drinking more alkaline water. And trust me, it's a difference. It's a difference because a lot of the foods we eat create acid within your body, or acidic. And that's not good. That's not a good thing. And much of the water we drink really doesn't flush us as much. Like the alkaline water is, especially made to give you some, good stuff. And really, I believe he had a water diet in here too. So it's you know what? We got you a lot in here. We got some nice pictures, illustrations, and you know what? I'ma just say, just on a practical level, let's get past the merits of the book, because they're great, or fasting, or any information. When we see a black man and a black woman actually working together, listen to what I'm saying. Not talking about, one talking about how independent they are, another one talking about, well, they just gonna go wherever. But two people who come together working towards a common goal. That's how it's meant to be. That bottom line. That's how it's meant to be. That's how people supposed to. That's, if you look at any culture where that are building up businesses who have some degree of functionality, the men and women are working together. So, and this is an example of it. I mean, if nothing else, you know what? Support the book. Go get this book. Now, if for whatever reason you don't want to fast, you know what? Get the book anyway. Seriously, get the book anyway. Give it to somebody who might be more interested. It'll probably make a great gift. I'll probably be getting a bunch. If I ever get back into the book sales business, I'm going to be calling a brother up, say, "Oh, man, I need to get that package, man." Be getting like about 40 books and stuff just to sell out there. If I get back into it. But I might, too. I might get back into the distribution business. And that's book distribution for the comedians out there. So, definitely check it out. I recommend it. I give the book 5 glasses of alkaline water up. I can't mess with the moonshine on this one. So 5 glasses of alkaline water up. I hold those up. All right. So, definitely check it out, y'all. Definitely check it out. The link to their website is in the description box. So yeah, definitely check it out. Support this family. Support, a lot of people talk that like, we wish we had more black businesses to support and everything. Well, this is one. So support this family, support their mission. All right. So that's it for today. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.